Harder about what it means to be a senior and our final Spirit Week. I'd like to introduce to you today's MC, Mr. Marinelli.
Thank you. Well, it's not every day you get to get up and make a speech to about 300 people, but I think we'll try and do our best here. It was funny, a couple weeks ago when James and Kelly asked me if I would do this, I said sure, and I started to think about what am I going to say to a group of outgoing seniors. And it took me a few days to think about it, and I went and I dug out my old yearbook, and there's some other pictures, horrible pictures of me and some other teachers in here if you want to come and check it out sometime today. And I was looking at some of the things that seniors wrote to me when I was walking out of here. All right, and there was one that stuck out when I was trying to think of what kind of advice I could give to a class of seniors heading out the door, and it was from our class salutarian. I really didn't get to know until our senior year. His name was Jeff Hofer, and he started off by saying, Joe, meeting you was a blast this year, and we went on to describe some of the things we did in physics class, because there's like some things you can do with those ripple tanks where if you turn them up real high, it shoots screws across the room, and you can really, I don't think it still works, but you can do it back then. But the last line he put on there is he said, I wish you luck, but I know you don't need it, because you'll be a success at whatever you do, because you always have such a good time and everything. And I thought, well, that was really a nice thing to say, and what better thing to say to a group? When you get out of here, you have to go out and enjoy the ride, guys. Okay? You have to enjoy the ride. What I want all of you to do right now is just do me a big favor. Take a look at the people sitting at that table with you right now. All right? But ask yourself one question. I know you're laughing. Ask yourself really, why are these people here? Why are they sitting with me today on this day? Some of you are laughing, maybe because you're thinking about some of the things that you've done. All right? You're already thinking about the memories. I see a few people, some arms going around, there's a lot of laughing going on. I'm sure a lot of you guys could look each other in the eye without saying a word. Remember something that you did as a senior or as a junior. And I'll wait. Okay? You're sitting with that person because chances are you've had some of the best times of your life with that person. And a lot of you are going to say that high school didn't do anything for me. And I say you're wrong, because high school makes you part of something. And I'm not talking about being the most athletic, or the most musical, or the most talented, or the most popular, or the coolest kid in the class. High school made you part of a group, and that group's sitting right at that table with you right now. One or two tables around you. And that's the kind of stuff you take out of here. The other thing that high school does for you, it guarantees that at the end of that summer, when everyone takes off and goes their different ways, that in September, they're going to be back here for you. Well, I worked all summer, I really didn't see my friends, but when September rolls around, I know they're going to be there. All right, or I went away on a couple of trips with my family or some of my other friends, I didn't see you for a while, but I know in September, they're going to be there. But that's all over, guys. Next August, someone's going to go away to school, someone's going to commute to school, someone's going to go to this school, that school, someone goes into service, someone goes to work. And there's nothing there to guarantee that you're ever going to get back together again. And I just want to ask you one favor at your table right now. Don't be the one person that's so selfish that says, well, they didn't call me, so I'm not going to call them. All right? Because when you get out there, now comes the big things. Now comes the degree, and the house, and the job, and the family, and the big things all come with pressure and a lot of hard work. And you can't enjoy the big things in life until you take time for the little things. And that's your friends. Getting together on a Friday night, going out on a weekend, taking off for a road trip, doing all the things you've been doing the last 3 years together that made this person special to you, and the reason why they're sitting with you at that table today. And it may be you that has to make the phone call to make those things happen. Because it doesn't just happen. Trust me, I know. All right? So make me that promise that you're going to be the person to make the phone call, get this group, get this table together again, and have a great time, all right? One last thing I can ask you when I think about what it's like out there in the real life, and those of you guys who know me in class know I'm not going to quote poetry or anything like that. There's a song lyric of a song called Minutes to Memories that I think about a lot. It talks about a young guy who gets on a bus to travel across the country, and he thinks he knows everything about life. And he's sitting next to an old guy who's been down the road and knows a lot more about life than he does. And they talk the whole bus ride, and by the time the bus ride's over, he realizes nothing's simple, nothing comes easy, and maybe he really didn't know that much about life, or as much as he thought he did. And he remembers that when he's giving the same speech to his son. And one lyric in the song says, "Days turn to minutes and minutes to memories. And sometimes life sweeps away the dreams that we have planned. But you're all so young, and you still got your future. So suck it up and tough it out and be the best you can." And if you can do that for me, you're going to have a great senior year with a lot of memories. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great year.